It's now illegal for Australian citizens to come home from India.
The unprecedented move means that Australian citizens that have been in India in the past 14 days will not be able to return to Australia, and if they do, they will in fact face a $66,000 fine and potentially a 5-year jail term. Now, this comes as India records some 400,000 new coronavirus cases in a single day. The government said that it would reassess this ban on the 15th of May, but the Prime Minister Scott Morrison says it may be before then.
Yeah, that's the case, and Ray. I mean, and I can and will be reviewing it before then too, with Greg Hunt and the Chief Medical Officer, and we will continue to do that. We'll do it, this week. We'll do it the following week. This only needs to be there in place for as long as it needs to be there to keep Australians safe.
This is the first time that Australia has implemented such a ban, and it has been labelled by many as unconstitutional. It could actually even be taken to the courts and the government challenged on this. It comes as Senator Matt Canavan has shown some compassion for Indian people that might be stuck trying to get back to Australia. He's tweeted saying that we should be helping Aussies in India return, not jailing them. Let's fix our quarantine system rather than leave our fellow Australians stranded. Now, the government says that this decision was based solely on the medical advice that it had been given. The Chief Medical Officer is saying that it did not provide any advice to the government over the penalties that would be implemented.
What sort of things could be done to decrease that threat? So that was what we provided, and then under the law, once that decision has been made under those emergency powers, in another section of the Act is about the penalties. So we weren't asked about penalties. That's the law.
The CMO did not recommend jail time or $60,000 penalties. That was a decision by government. Was it not?
He did not. No, that's a decision. That's a function of the Biosecurity Act, which is what was invoked by the Chief Medical Officer's advice. This is not what anybody wants.
Medical experts have advised the government that the hotel quarantine system here in Australia is only expected to cope with around a 2% infection rate. Now, we know that areas, particularly in the Northern Territory, Howard Springs, have been inundated with cases. Their infection rate at the moment is at around 15%. This morning, the WA Australian Medical Association have lashed out at the government, slamming this ban, saying that we should focus on fixing our hotel quarantine system so it's capable of dealing with a higher infection rate instead of slamming shut the border.